you guys are a quarter of the way through the season. Where are you?
Still growing, still getting better each day, each game, still learning. I think we got a lot more guys that need experience and learning and uh, that type of stuff than probably we thought we did going into it. But here we are. We're in this position. We can't get some of the ones that we dropped early back, but I think we're trending in the right direction. So we've been playing pretty good basketball as of late, um, and we just got to keep continuing to find ways to win and keep building those stretches of good play. Longer and longer each game. But um, all in all, I think we got a good enough team to do it. It's just going to take a little bit more than it has in previous years, obviously.
How do you avoid trying to not look at the big picture and knock games off as they come, as opposed to thinking, well, we're 7-11, we're four out of second, four out of fourth, blah blah blah. How
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
guys?
it's interesting. When you win, it's just like, okay, we got one, and we'll get another one, and they add up, and then when you lose, you start looking at it and say, damn, we got, we got to start getting them. So it's just a matter of perspective and understanding that it's a long season, and we got a lot of basketball in front of us and a lot of opportunities to continue to get better, and we're a streak or two away from being right back in the mix, and just understanding that. But it's not going to happen, by accident. We're going to have to go out and do it each day.
Great, thanks very much, Fred. Appreciate it as always.
Thanks, Doug.
Next question goes to Stephen Lung from Sportsnet.
Hey, Fred. Thanks for doing this.
Hey.
Sort of along the lines of what Doug was asking, but like last night, Kyle kind of described like what you guys are going through as kind of a challenge. I want to know like how do you view this challenge that's in front of you guys? You kind of get back to where you were before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, looking at it from that perspective, we're whatever our record is, 7-10, 7-11. So we got a little hole we got to dig ourselves out of. That's a challenge in itself. And there's individual challenges, there's team challenges, and there's some of the things that we have to do to, our margin is much smaller this year, margin of error. So some of the things that we're having to do, that's part of accepting the challenge. Things that we didn't really have to do in the previous years because everything was kind of on autopilot, for lack of a better term. We just kind of knew what each other were thinking. We knew where the next guy would be. And this year we got a lot of guys in there that haven't played and haven't played for us. So, it's definitely some new challenges, but all in all, if you're a competitor and you want to get better and you want to be great, these are the things that you look forward to.
Is there any kind of I guess enjoyment to take out of like this new challenge that's in front of you guys here?
Absolutely. You got to relish that. It's not easy. Rock, can you close that door, Rock? It's not easy. And listen, this is the position we're in, so we gotta do what we can to make the most of it. So it's definitely different, different experience for me. But I guess the fun part comes in the wins. To answer your question, losing is not fun ever in any circumstance.
Great. Thanks a lot, Fred.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Josh Lewenberg from TSN.
Hey, Fred. Is it tougher to evaluate where you guys are than it usually is a quarter of the way in? I mean, obviously there are fewer games a quarter of the way in this year, but just because of the unique circumstances of this season, do you feel like it's going to take a little bit longer than usual to get a handle on where you guys are at and how much you guys need to do or what you guys need to do to get to where you want to go?
I mean, not really. Not for me. I feel pretty good. I think I got the pulse of this team. I think I feel pretty good about who we are, where we are, and what we can be. It might be harder for you guys to try to gauge everything, because you don't know what lens to view things from, whether game by game. There might be a team we're playing with 8 guys out. Or there might be a team that we play with 5 guys with COVID or 3 guys with injuries or fans, no fans. So, like, the scale that you grade basketball on is different this year for sure. But all in all, I think, being able to have a feel for your team, I don't feel any differently this year. I'm pretty confident in our strengths and weaknesses and things we need to continue to do to get better. And we got a long way to go, like I said, in terms of getting better, and also there's a lot of basketball in front of us.
Great. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
3 more questions for you, Fred. First one goes to Akiko from the Kyoto News in Japan.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Hi. Yeah. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. My question is not about the game. I would like to ask you about your rookie season. You competed for for one spot with other players, and you won the spot, and you eventually became a important part of this team. And I'd like to ask you, what was your mindset during the process, and what do you think is the key for the success?
For me, it was always just about, staying patient and staying ready. So just being patient and understanding that, this is a business, and, sometimes the opportunity doesn't come for you whenever you feel like it should, because we all feel like things should be there for us when we want them to be there for us, but it doesn't always work that way. So I just try to stay patient. And while I did that, I continued to work every single day to continue to get better. So that way, when finally my opportunity did come, I was prepared and ready for it. And that was the hardest part, was just trying to stay patient and stay in the moment and realizing that there wasn't really a super good reason why I wasn't playing. It just wasn't my turn yet. And I just kind of had to wait my turn. And whenever I did get those opportunities, I just tried to make the most of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Aaron Rose from SI.com.
Hey, Fred. As you know, it's Bell Let's Talk Day. So I guess I just wanted to ask you, how are you doing down there?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like I said before, it's good days and bad days. I have my share of bad days just like everybody else. There's definitely a lot going on in the world and, personally. And obviously this season, the losing has kind of worn me more than I've ever expected, just because I've never really been on a team like this. So it's been a adjustment period for that, to try to not, I take losses very hard. So that's been a adjustment on my mental. But all in all, I feel pretty good, and just taking it day by day. I'm not. That's the best I can give you without having a full therapy session here. But thanks for asking.
How do you adjust to, as you said, more losses than you're used to, and how difficult are they?
For me, I think it's been tough, man. It's been tough, like just taking it, day by day. But I think for the most part, just understanding that there's a lot of basketball left in front of us to turn it around. Like, we're not that far. Start looking at the standings. You look at the teams in front of you. You look at, records all across the league. There's good teams that aren't playing their best right now all over. So just understanding the situation and the scenario, and keeping, perspective on things, and realizing that, we still got a chance to make things right. And I'm very confident that we will.
Thanks, Fred. Be well.
I'm going to circle back to Doug Smith with a quick question, and then we'll finish with William Liu from Yahoo Canada.
Yeah, Fred, we didn't get a chance to talk to you earlier in the week about being added to the USAB pool of Olympic players and what that means to you. And are you a big fan of that program? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
It's a big honor, man. It's a big honor. It's a nod of respect to be thought about for that pool of players to represent your country. It's going to take some time to wrap my mind around that one. I've never been a part of that type of environment. Growing up, I didn't do much of the AAU, top 100, those type of things, where it's the same guys you see all the time that end up being a lottery pick. So I just never really been a part of that group. But just I'm obviously honored to be thought about to be in that pool, and we'll see how things pan out for the rest of the year. But that was a big nod for me.
Obviously, it's a huge respect thing for your game and where you are in your career. But are there learning opportunities for you being in with that group? I know DeMar once told us being around those guys every day really helped him out. And can you see that the same impact on you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's a million and one ways you can learn in a situation like that, just being around different guys, all the best players in the league, great coaches, and, what USA basketball has been for, my lifetime has been a standard of excellence all around on the court, off the court. So it'll be great, if nothing less, just to go be next to guys and learn their strengths and weaknesses for the next season, if nothing else. But obviously, I'm a huge learner, and I like to watch and observe. So that'll be a big opportunity for me for sure.
Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Doug.
And finally, we go to William Liu from Yahoo Sports Canada.
Hey, Fred. Last season, you made 19 shots in the mid-range. It's not a shot that you look for too much. This year, you've already made 16 shots in the mid-range. Is that more of an area of focus for you this year, or is that sort of just a function of the shots that are available right now?
Yeah, for sure. I spent a lot of time this even all last year, and especially this summer, getting ready for this season, just working on that. And I just wanted to feel more comfortable with it because, especially in the playoffs, that's a lot of the shot that's open. So just not limiting myself and understanding that I work myself into a position on this team where I can take those shots. I've been pretty much a role player, for the most part, but for a big part of the season, I've been, a big focal part of the offense. So just having that in my bag and just, being able to feel confident taking those shots and making those shots. I don't know what percentage I'm shooting, but I feel like I've been knocking them down at a good clip, before these last few games. But just having more tools in your toolbox and just being harder to guard, and also taking less punishment at the rim, and the whole fight with finishing at the rim and the numbers on that stuff. So adding the mid range in there just to mix up the looks and the way things look sometimes.
Do you find like the defense is usually giving that shot up, especially because you're such a prolific 3-point shooter, and once you get into the paint, you're a really nice passer to hit 3-point shots?
Yeah, I think most defenses, it's a copycat league. Most defenses are guarding the three and the rim. That's just the way the numbers go. So it's kind of a night in, night out thing. I've been seeing more traps and blitzes of late, but aside from that, most teams, based on their personnel, are going to be in drop. They have the big back, so as long as you get a good screen, you can get that off. And then late clock too, just having that and shooting a five dribble step back three might be a little tougher than just taking, getting a shot closer to the rim. So like I said, just having more weapons, and that's something that I work really hard at the past 18 months for sure.